What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about mana today, Decentraland. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Here we are on the brink of destruction, looking like we want to go lower, but we're just not going to do it, man. Sitting here at about 29.5 cents. If we take the relative low here to the relative high, we are holding just above the 886, which is perfect. We want to see that, right? So good stuff. Closing not below the 786, but holding above it. On a daily basis, we did get below it a little bit, but hey, it gave us some bullish divergence, right? Low here, higher low there, lower low, bullish divergence. That's at least good for move up past 31 cents. Odds are we do move back to the areas of resistance here, if not even back to the golden ratio. Something around, I would say anything from about 37 cents to 33 cents, 34 cents should be on the table right now. We're at 29 and a half. That's not a crazy move up, but that's a little something. If we look at this on a 4-hour basis, see if we can get some confirmation with that as well. 4-hour RSI starting to turn a little bit, you guys, in a good way. In a good way. You've got this downtrend here, right? Downtrend, little blemish here, and it looks like little blemish there, and you're actually starting to blossom out of this downtrend, which would actually be a really good thing. And I think that you are. We'll see. Time will tell. But overall, I suppose it does look a little bit bearish, if I'm being honest. But right here, what we're doing, there's some hope, and lining that up with the daily bullish divergence, that would make sense, right? You'd get the formation of an uptrend in your 4-hour RSI if you have bullish divergence. That would take you up to higher prices, relatively speaking. If we're assuming that mana has found its low, and I am assuming that it's found its low. If not, it's very damn close to it. But I think it has found its low. If we're assuming so, from a low to a high here, I would expect that would probably pull up rather immediately. Again, rather immediately to prices that are about 37 cents or higher, sure, but over the weeks, but this is like over the days, over the weeks, over the next 2 weeks or so, I would think we do return to 50 cents or higher, which would be really, really good. And who knows, man, it could be, I say 2 weeks that we could be there. It could be 1 week. I don't know. The last time we were at these same prices, we were at lower prices. It took us 1, 2, 3 weeks, and we were up all the way back at 77 cents. You guys, 3 weeks from now, 1, 2, 3, that would put us in. No, that was too many weeks. Let me see. One here, 2, 3. That'd be March 17th. And I would expect, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I would expect this next move to break through this resistance point, right? I don't expect it to happen right now. In fact, what I kind of expect is going to happen is we're probably going to move sideways for a little bit and then break out to the upside. But on a weekly perspective, that makes it seem like it's going to be April. I don't think it'll be April. I do believe that we'll be breaking out, moving up to this area sometime in March. We might not break out above these highs in March. It could be April that we break above the highs, but certainly I believe that we're still on our way to breaking out above the highs. Okay, if we take the overall high here to the overall low here, this 382 area has been a menace, man. It's really been a menace. Generally speaking, you do prod right above it like that and then close below it, but you would find support at the 236, which, to be fair, in all fairness, we did for about a month, but breaking below it like this is not necessarily encouraged. What do we have? The 069? What happened to my 069? Why did I take it away? I bet you found support at the 069. That's why I'm going to get rid of the 7618. I must have been playing with some stuff the other day. 0. Oh, I know what I could do. Let's see. Good fib? Is that this one? Nope, that's not that one. What about just fib? Fib. What about not a fib? All right, there we go. That's not a fib. Okay, fib. We're going to use this one. There we go. At the 069. That's cool. For those of you who are wondering what I was just doing there, you can do that yourself. If you set your settings to something and you go to template, you can save your templates and name them. I don't know if you can do that if it's the free version. I think you need to pay for premium, but if you want to use fib settings, right? This is not a fib setting. What I have here, it's just set by quarters. So it's like the 0.25, 5, 75, 0.125, right? Stuff like that. Some charts find significance in these areas. Some charts don't. Different time frames, all that kind of stuff. But I do like this one, the 069. Yeah, I like that right there. Making sense. So you find support here. Okay, cool. That's your last ditch effort, finding a double bottom. The next the next likely endeavor would be all the way up to this golden ratio at about $1.70 to $2.15, somewhere in that area. You're at 29 cents now. So I'm not saying that we'll be there by the end of March, though it's possible, especially if we pick up this pace or see a more robust move, which I do fully suspect that this next move will be more robust than anything we've seen all cycle, right, in years. It'll be something on the magnitude of this, right? Quite literally, you guys, if we look back at last bull cycle, not kind of peak bull cycle, yeah, mana from a low point to a high point moved up, it did a 13x, basically a 13x in the course of 3 weeks, less than 3 weeks from its low to its high. We're at the same price. We're actually at higher prices now than we were there. So when I tell you this thing can move up fast, I'm not exaggerating. And it could certainly go above the golden ratio. However, I expect just like this time here where we found resistance, it's basically right at that golden ratio. I suspect that it would make the utmost sense that we find resistance somewhere between this high and that high there, and right there, that's the golden ratio. So I fully expect that we're going to see that move. I just don't know when it's going to be, right? Could it be this week? Could it be, 2 weeks from now? Could it be the end of March that we finally start to break out? I don't know. We could consolidate. We could continue to consolidate for more than 2 weeks. I expect in the next 2 weeks we're going to be moving up, but just because I expect that doesn't mean it has to happen. It could be by the end of March. It could be like the last week of March that we finally start to break out, and then April is when we would likely see these targets. But if we start breaking out anytime soon, it could be earlier than that. Getting away from the what ifs and the when this could happen, let's talk about things beyond this, because I fully expect mana to see new all-time highs by the end of the cycle. It looks like you guys lost me on the camera here. I don't know why it does that, man. I have no idea why. Let's see. Can we bring it back? Bring it on back. It says that we're connected. Okay, I don't get it. I don't know why that's happening. I blame my internet, man. I blame this. T-Mobile, you got terrible 5G internet. Anybody working at T-Mobile, you got to tell them to get their shenanigans together. That's why I use Verizon, but we're using the T-Mobile because of other reasons. Don't worry about it. Verizon doesn't do 5G out here. Anyways, after this area, I would expect that mana sees new all-time highs. I fully anticipate that we're going to see new all-time highs. The minimum target from here, and this is one of the reasons why mana is literally one of my biggest bags, is that the minimum expectation for the all-time high is at about a 49x, a 50x from the current price, right? At about 29.6 cents. That's not bad. That's not a bad minimum target, especially considering the average crypto's minimum target, or not even minimum target, their average expected move is something around a 20 to a 25x. So your minimum target isn't even there. Your minimum target's twice that. That's wonderful. We love to see that kind of stuff. That's why it's one of my biggest bags. If we stop there, cool. 48x, it's not what we wanted, but that we'll take it. It's like, I guess, if you make me. The next target there would be at $23, and that's at a 78x, almost a 79x from here. And oftentimes with the 1-4-1-4, you do prod a little bit through it, so we could see targets as high as $30 or more. If we hit the 1-6-1-8, the golden ratio, which I favor as a potential cycle high target, that would be at about 150x from here. Nothing has to happen, right? None of these targets have to happen, and they don't have to stop there. We could see mana go higher if it something crazy happens as far as metaverse stuff goes, but I would anticipate like I don't know, Facebook adopts mana as its official metaverse portal. I have no idea. But I would fully expect that we stop somewhere between about, I would say $15, because it's fairly common if you do prod above the 127 to you prod just above it, something like that. So $15 could be on the table. If you prod above the 1-4-1-4, it's fairly common to go a decent bit above it. So I'd say $15 to $30 by the end of the cycle. You're at 29.5 cents now, and I know it can be intimidating, you guys, but we're finding support at key areas where we found support before. Okay, the 069 is not a fib, but it's an area that I've noticed in moments like this. Sometimes you do, when you get below your 236, this is oftentimes where you find support, and it just happens to be that magical number of 69. But I don't just put it there for whimsical reasons. It's actually something. I mean, here, right, we're literally finding a double bottom on it right there. But it looks like from here, the expectation would be by the end of this next move, which I assume to take place and be in full maturity sometime in April, would be at about $1.67 to $2.12. But mana, and when I say full maturity and when I say next move, I'm talking about for crypto as a whole. For mana, it can move faster. It can really move fast in a short amount of time. So it might be earlier than April. It just depends on when we get going. But time will tell. I really do suspect that anybody who thinks that that mana is going to move at this pace for the rest of the cycle, right? And I don't mean at this pace sideways. I just mean like these movements. If you think that this is how we move up, you're forgetting what we did last cycle, right? From the same areas, from higher areas. You know what I mean? Mana can, through this accumulation phase, when it breaks out, it could genuinely just bust all the way up to its all-time highs. We don't know. So I don't know if it's appropriate necessarily to guess where the all-time highs are specifically until we see this move, but I feel pretty confident that 15 to 30 bucks will be where we go. But who knows? We could go higher. We could break 40. If we break 40, we'd probably need a very immaculate move, something that takes us up above this golden ratio here. But from a high to a low, I really would expect that we find some resistance at $1.67 to $2.12. But I've got nothing else to say. I feel like I'm just repeating myself at this point. So hit the like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I think I said it, but shout out to Anthony. If I didn't give you a shout out in the beginning, man, I'm sorry. It's been a while since I talked about mana. Anthony, you're the one that requested this. If I did say it, you're getting it again. And Anthony, if you're still here, I'm going to play you a song, actually, because I think I forgot. So to make up for that, we're going to play you a song. I don't know what song to play. Should I play this one? We'll see here. I don't know. Just a little bit. Can't you see that it's just raining? There ain't no need to go outside. Ah! But just a maybe, you hardly even notice when I try to show you this song is meant to keep you from... I can't do it, guys. That's embarrassing. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.